allocation po. And then, if you say there is a 1 billion allocation for a engineering district, ang policy po namin dito is 70% of that should go to the core program of the department, which is National Road Program Management and bridges, and of course flood control projects. So, ito po yung core program ng department. So at the end, these are prioritized. And 70% of the 1 billion, as I said, 1 billion, theoretical 1 billion, can be allocated for local infrastructure. So in the allocation of that 70%, it is all up to the priorities in that district where to put the allocations, either in roads or flood control, Mr. Chairman. So at the end of the day, ang kwan po nito is actually as I mentioned, it has to go through the process of the projects would have been included in the regional budget proposal.
Kaya nga, Mr. Chair, bakit po napakalaki naman ng pinondo po dito sa mga probinsya na ito, when in fact, wala ho siya sa top 10 list ng flood control. Billions po yung pinondo. Ano po ang basis, legal basis po, na pondohan itong 5 probinsya na ito na hindi naman po flood prone sila, Mr. Secretary?
Ito po kasi yung situation, Mr. Chair. As far as the National Expenditure Program that is submitted, these are equitably distributed amongst all the legislative and engineering districts. However, Mr. Chair, I think we know that actually after the General Appropriations Act, marami po yung mga projects that are included.
I understand that, Mr. Chair, pero yun nga po, ibabalikan na lang ho natin yan because ang tanong po natin, napakalaki naman po ng pondo at saka napakaraming flood control projects ng mga lugar na ito. Hindi po ba ninyo nasilip ito nung nilagay po ninyo sa NEP? Did you check man lang or ask your planning or whoever is in charge na kailangan natin lagyan dito ng flood control, Cebu, blah, blah, blah? Sana tinignan din ho natin kung magaling ho yung planning natin, kung sino man niya may hawak dyan, binabaha. Bantanong po dyan, binabaha ba? Bakit tayo magpopondo rin sa lugar na ito kung hindi naman po binabaha? It's a waste of money, Mr. Secretary. Waste of time also. Halatang halata ho popondohan mo dito, gagastusan mo na wala namang baha, di po ba? I mean, am I right? Yes or no lang, Mr. Secretary?
Yes, Your Honor. I agree completely.
All right. Now, I'll go back to you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Chair, let me ask this question to the Department of Budget and Management. Madam Secretary, ma'am, wala po bang hindi po ninyo chine-check? So, basta nag-request lang ng pondo, ririlisan ho ninyo. Hindi man lang matatanong para saan po itong pondo na ito, billion po ito, flood control. Wala ba kayong to counter na flood control, kailangan ito to justify? I mean, release lang ho tayo ng release kasi sabi ni congressman, sabi ni ganito, hingihan ko ng pondo, etc., etc. Kailangan ko kasi baka hindi. Pag hindi ko nireleasean, baka ipitin ng pondo ko sa budget hearing.
Mr. Chair, good afternoon, good noon po sa ating lahat. Kung ano po ang nakalagay sa General Appropriations Act, yun po ang inire-release natin sa Department of Public Works and Highways. Naka-line item po lahat ng mga projects. It's detailed and identified yung mga projects po. Isa-isa nakasulat po dyan. Yung mga projects, yung mga flood control projects.
I understand that, Madam Secretary, pero my point is, wala po bang pagkakataon? Kasi baka mamaya mali na po yung nililista. Hindi na po tama. If you see something wrong, okay, nandyan nga po yan, line item, pero hindi na po tama. Hindi po ba pwedeng i-correct po from
Senator,
your end?
I mean, may I interrupt? I think the good secretary has not taken his oath yet. Am I correct? So,
Hindi po. Sorry, late po ako. I came
Director
from
General,
another...
can you please administer the oath of Secretary of DBM?
Yeah, my question here is, Mr. Chair, para kay Madam Secretary, is like, tama ho, I mean, nasa line item, etc., kailangan ninyong pondohan yan, pero hindi mo ba medyo questionin man lang na nakakaduda na po dahil, teka muna, masyadong malaki ito, bobondohan natin ito na wala namang baha dito, or at least kahit na to check lang po, counter check na baka
Wala po kaming tao na kayang mag-check isa-isa ng mga projects na pinopropose ng DPWH
But
po.
do you have the mandate to do that?
Wala din po eh.
Yun ang sabihin mo.
Wala rin po, opo. Wala po.
Okay. Okay. Now, let me move to the Commission on Audit naman. Ito pong can you identify contractors sa commission with repeat adverse audit finding who still continue to receive new projects? Meron po ba kayo listahan na itong contractor ito blacklisted, itong contractor na ito substandard? Meron kayo? Wala.
Sir, meron po kaming ongoing list, sir. Pero as to yung mga blacklisted contractors po, manggagaling po kay DP. Pero meron na din po kaming parang database, sir, na ginagawa po ngayon. And yung data po ngayon ay nasa 2022 to 2024 na po, sir.
Alright. Balikan ko po si Secretary Bonoan. Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, ano po, wala po kayong list. Kagaya po nasabi ni Senator Raffy kanina na isa lang po ang kuan, pero lahat pumasa, isa lang ang blacklist nyo. Of this 15, lahat po ito good performance so ito since 2022. Lahat po nagawa nila, na kumpleto nila yung project.
As far as our monitoring records are concerned, Mr. Chair, this is completed naman yung sa records namin, no? Completed. As far as the central office records are concerned, actually, I'm not saying that in the field this could be a different story, but actually in our monitoring records in the department, they are completed because completed po lahat yung records, completed po.
Completed, pero what I'm saying is like hindi nyo sigurado sa inyo sa main office, lalo na yung office mo, kung yung proyekto kagaya na pinakita ni Chair Marcoleta kanina, yung wasak o durog na tulay or whatever it is, yung embankment, hindi ho ninyo mamonitor yan? Kasi
Hindi. Because
so pwede kayong dayain ng mga tao ninyo sa region, sa district, pwede magsinungaling at sasabihin, Secretary, tapos na po ito. So wala kayong way to find out na yung project na yon completed at hindi substandard? Wala pong ganon?
well, we rely actually on the data that is fed to us actually at the central office, Your Honor, at that point in time. No? But,
This data, Mr. Secretary, you're just relying sa mga tao ninyo sa field, sa district engineer,
Yes, Your
sa
Honor.
regional director.
Yes,
Tama
sir.
po?
Tama po.
So, ang ibig niyo pong sabihin, yung dadaan ng kontulay, kung pupunta ako sa probinsya ngayon, hindi ko sigurado kung safe po ba yun, talagang matibay ba yun, because you're just relying. Paano kung substandard po yung tulay? Kagaya po nang nangyari sa Kabagan, Isabela. Paano po yun? How? How will you know? How will I know? Na driver mo, kasama ko, pamilya ko, mag-out of town kami, long weekend pa naman next week, this Thursday. Paano pala kung substandard pala ho yung tulay na yun? Let's not talk about flood control muna. Let's talk about these projects. Kung hindi po ninyo monitor at yung umaasa lang kayo sa mga tao ninyo, how are we going, ika nga, masasabi natin na safe yung kalsada na yan, safe yung tulay na yan? Kung umaasa lang po kayo sa report ng district engineer, project engineer, regional director, may kutsabahan ho yan eh. Let's face it, alam niyo naman ho, may kutsabahan. Tama po ba? With your RD, DE, project engineer, at saka contractor, may kutsabahan na yan, Mr. Secretary.
Your Honor, I think your premise is correct. That I think at the central office, even me, I would just have to rely on the authenticity of the reports that come to me actually from the field offices, you know, all over the country.
Okay.
So until such time that there's a report, there is a report that will come to me that hindi tama, then that's the time that I have to have and action on it, Your Honor.
My last question, Mr. Secretary, to give way to our colleagues here. Mr. Secretary, alam niyo, namomonitor niyo ho ba na karamihan sa mga RD ninyo at district engineer ay mga kontratista din? May mga construction company? That they have construction firms? Hindi po.
This is one thing that I want to unearth actually in this process, Your Honor.
Hindi nyo na rin ba narinig yung in-house construction, Mr. Secretary? Kami na lang gagawa, kagaya po na nangyari sa akuan. Kami nang gagawa, ako nang gagawa dahil ako district engineer kasi may construction company. Hindi nyo rin po naririnig yung in-house construction na yan?
You are asking whether
Yes.
there are district engineers who are contractors?
Yes. Mr.
Will you not also ask how many congressmen are contractors?
Mamaya pa yan sa second round, Mr. Chair. Dito muna sa second round yung tatanungin ko.
Second round.
Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
Well, I cannot ascertain anything, but I think honestly, I have heard of this.
Ang huli na lang, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I lied to you. Na meron po ba kayong mga lifestyle check? Kahit in your intern lang sa office ninyo na baka yung mga undersecretary natin, 5 yung bahay dyan sa Corinthians, yung ilang USEC natin, may mga eroplano, may mga yate. May ganun ho ba? Wala rin.
Your Honor.
Wala rin. Okay. Kasi sir, sabi for now, kay kami nag-uusap-usap dito, sa DPWH mo raw makikita ang pinakamayaman na opisyal sa ating bayan. The Department of Public Works. Dati po, Bureau of Customs. Ngayon, Department of Public Works and Highways na. Dahil billion po pinag-uusapan. But anyway, thank you po, Mr. Chair. I yield the floor. Second round na lang po ulit.
Will you be able to submit to this committee the flood control projects budget from the unprogrammed funds and BICAM insertions starting from 2023, 2024, and 2025? Yun lamang unprogrammed and BICAM insertions, flood control projects. Kasi po, kaya gusto naming emphasize ito, mas malaki po yung kinikita ng politiko dito sa unprogrammed and insertions. Bigyan ko na po kayo ng example. Yung politiko, sabi po sa report, initial report, pagka ganito yung tipo ng project, 30% siya. Yung bidding back and losing bidders, inaayos po yan That's 5%. Project implementation, andyan na yung DE, at saka yung kakutsaba, quality control, 5%. DE and others, 5%, quality control, 2%. Meron pang COA, 1%. Madam COA, this is an open secret. Regional directors and USEC through the DE, 4%. Contractors tax, 7%. Contractors profit, 15%. Tsaka yung royalty. Ito po yung panghiram-hiram ng mga lisensya. 5%. Alam mo total, Madam Secretary, 74%. Ang natitira po sa project, 26% na lang. O ibig sabihin po, kung ang flood control project is 100 million, ang talagang magagamit is 26 million. Talagang walang mangyayari po sa atin. Kaya ko lang po tinatanong, sana padala po ninyo 2023, 24 at saka 2025.
We will furnish the committee, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
Your
tas
Honor.
follow up lang po. Salamat po. Follow up po kasi may valid po yung point niya kanina. Identified na po natin yung 11 probinsya na flood-prone areas per the National Adaptation Plan of the Philippines 2023-2025. Bakit po 5 lamang na probinsya ang napagtuunan doon sa flood-prone provinces na yon? At ang napagtuunan po ninyo, wala po doon sa listahan na yon, is Cebu Province, 414 projects. Isabela, wala din po doon, 341 flood control projects, Albay, 273 flood control projects. Wala din po sa listahan yun. Leyte. Ba't ka napatingin sa akin, Senator Migs? Leyte. Wala din po sa listahan. 262 projects. Senator ba, Tarlac, kasama kaya okay lang naman? Kasi pareho kaming Tarlac eh. 258 lang. Kung ikukumpara sa Cebu na 440. Camarines Sur, wala po. Camarines Sur, wala. 252. What is the logic, Mr. Secretary? Ang tinatanong po niya kanina, kung nandito lang, wala tayong po problemahin. Whatever equity you have been trying to project, equity. Logic. What is the logic? Wala sa flood. Ba't ka maglalagay doon? Hindi nga sa kasali. Para ba nga nangyari, Mr. Secretary, hindi naman siya nagugutom, doon ka nagbigay ng pagkain. What is the logic? Malalaki po ito eh.
Well, excuse me, Your Honor, as I've been trying to explain actually, these are actually, first of all, in the National Expenditure Program that we submit, these are the priority projects that are processed actually in the field, no? In the field. So whatever is the proposal.
Naintindihan po natin yun. If it is processed on the field, you will start doon sa listahan ng flood-prone areas.
Yes, Your
okay
Honor.
lang yun.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do not start with the areas na wala naman pong panganib
Opo.
ang pagbaha. Questionable po yun eh. So dito po makikita talaga yung talagang walang coordination. Kahit ang natutupad na lang talaga rito yung mamaya sasabihin mo kung sino-sino because you have to name names. Sabi mo kanina eh, ikaw ang nagpanukala nito. So I will ask you to name names later on. Yun muna po. I will call the former Senate President, Senator Subiri, for your questioning.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, good afternoon to all the members of the DPWH
Good afternoon.
and Secretary Pangandaman and all the other departments. Alam mo, let's address the elephant in the room, Mr. Chairman. Let's already address the elephant in the room. The DPWH is not all at fault. Kasi yan, kanina pa, nahiya lang si Secretary, Mr. Chairman. Pero in our conversations together, together with Secretary Mina, namamanggal yung budget. Iba yung NEP, paglabas po ng ng GAA, yung General Appropriations Act. And I've had conversations with the good secretary na sabi niya, wala na yung aming flagship projects. Wala na kaming road right of way. Out of sheer frustration. Hindi kasalanan ni Sec. Yun, Mr. Chairman. Kasi tamang sinabi niya, pagdating sa NEP, vetted na yan. May RDC Council approval yan. Napakahirap, napakaigpit. And the DBM also knows that there's a vetting process. Kaya paglabas po ng budget, iba lang itsura ng budget, wala na po sila magagawa dahil batas po yan. Kailangan po nilang i-implement yun. That's the elephant in the room. Kaya tama si Toby Chanco sa Kongreso kahapon. Ibigay yung mga amendments from the NEP and after the BICAM. Kasi napakasimple lang po yan eh. Ito po yung NEP, ito po yung amount. Yung marami dyan, walang kalokohan na projects, walang flood control, walang cat's eyes, walang pagbili ng solar lamps, paglagay po ng road barrier, rock netting, tsaka yung pintura sa kalsada. Paglabas ng budget, inamend yung budget nila, linagay na po lahat yun. We need to find out the proponents of that, and the President is in the right track. Kasi I've seen the President's frustration when I was Senate President na talagang bakit namamanggal yung budget, ba't nawala yung aking legacy projects. Kaya for 3 years, nawalang legacy project yung ating Pangulo dahil nga, siguro there was a free hand and we're all guilty, no? Both House and the Senate. So, I think, wag na tayo magsanto-santo dito. Ilabas na natin yung listahan. Sino ba nag-amend yan? Tapos depensahan ng congressman o senador sa Luneta kung kaya niyang idepensahan, ba't niya linagay doon? Tama sinabi ni Chairman, maraming project dyan, ghost. Meron pa nga, hindi ghost, ginawa pero kalahati lang. Supposed to be 100 linear meters, naging 15 linear meters na lang. Di dapat kasuhan yun because that's a public infrastructure project. If it is not 100 linear meters under the contract, they do 50 linear meters. You can file a case like what they did to Napoles and file a case against them for substandard projects. Kung pag na yun, gumuhon tubig, gumuho din yung project. Labas ng kabilya, walang kabilya, kawayan lang. Nandun sa Albay, sa home province ng aking nanay. Panay, coco lumber. Diyos ko po. Tsaka bato. Tapos semento. Yung semento, mas manipis pa sa platito yung semento. Yan, kasuhan yan. Kasuhan ka agad yan. Tapos tignan mo yung proponent. Kung wala po sa NEP yan, sino ba naglagay na politiko dyan? Yan ang tanungin natin kasi there's always a day of reckoning in the elections. You will always say, kayo pala proponent na itong mga substandard projects. Ay lagot kayo sa amin kasi binaba kami dito. That's the elephant in the room, Mr. Chairman. I did not want to make an opening statement but watching this talaga angers me. And I am so happy that and the minority leader together with Senator Lacson, together with Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, our chairman of the Committee on Finance, and the members of Congress now will be transparent. If there are amendments to be made in this budget, let's defend it on the floor. Kung may kalsada doon sa gitna ng probinsya ko ng Bukidnon, walang tulay, yung mga teachers nalulunod, yung mga estudyante nalulunod, I will stand up here and defend a bridge project for that. And then convince my colleagues for that amendment with the approval of the local government unit, the RDC, and the DPWH. Pero yung mga bulagaan lang na after one night, nandun na lahat. Wala na po silang mavevet, wala na po silang magagawa. Kawawa din yung mga to. They become our punching bag. But let's start from the beginning. Where did the funds come from? Where are the sources of these funds? And let's expose it once and for all. Parang sa nangyari sa Napoles, lumabas lahat ng pangalan. May mga politiko ay ilabas sa mga pangalan. Ilinabas nun ni, at that time it was Chairman Chofisto Gingoona III. Yung anak ni Vice President o Senator, linabas niya for them to defend themselves in the annals of the halls of the public opinion. So, Mr. Chairman, I pray for you. I want you to have more power, more strength, and better health. Because in the next few meetings to come, in the next few hearings to come, people will look towards you and this committee, together with the DPWH and the. Now, I'm so happy that Ma'am Mina Pangandaman, she inspects projects na. Maganda po yan, ma'am. You're the only secretary of the DBM that I know who's gone out of the office and actually do actual inspection. Kasi tama po yan. Kasi pag humingi sila ng pondo sa project na yan, alam na ni Ma'am Mina, bakit ko bibigyan ng project yan na palpak yung project na yan. So at least alam niya na. So I salute them for now their process for reform. But we must fix what has happened in the past, and if cases have to be filed, let's file the cases if need be. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for your prayers, Senator Monsignor.
Prayer for you, Mr. Chairman, and the members of this committee.
Thank you. In my list, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Win, it's your.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me direct my questions to the good secretary.
Sa listahan ng Pangulo. Kanina tinatanong ko, wala bang kukontra dito sa sinabi ng Pangulo na 545 billion worth of flood control projects ay ito lang mga 15 contractors ang nakakuha kasama ka QM Builders. Nandiyan ka pala, bakit hindi ka kumontra? Ba't ngayon sinasabi mo hindi ka pa nakapag...
Pasensya na, Chair, kasi medyo nahiya ako.
So sinasabi mo, mali ang Pangulo with respect to your company?
Yung data is mali eh. Kasi ang totoo, yung 414 projects na nakuha sa QM, totoo lang ha, is only 86 projects. Mr. Chair.
Teka muna, sabi mo hindi ka pa nakapag-umpisa eh. Ano yung sinasabi mong project?
Ano ko lang siguro, bagitin ko lang. Noong 2003, nakalisensya na kami sa pickup, only category D. Hanggang noong 2024, naging quadruple A na tayo. Pero dumaan pa kami ng single A, nung 2011 hanggang nag-AAA tayo ng 2017 hanggang naging AAA tayo ng ng 2024.
Mr. Secretary, naiintindihan mo ba yung sinasabi niya? Sabi mo hindi ka pa nakapag-umpisa ng project. Paano ka naging quadruple A?
Ang ano ko lang, Mr. Che, yung sinasabi kong 1992 is hardware pa yon. Yung nakita niyo yung hardware.
Hindi natin pinag-uusapan yung hardware mo. Ang pinag-uusapan natin, flood control projects. Tinatanong ka kanina, sabi mo, hindi ka pa nagkapag-umpisa ng flood control projects. Paano ka nagkaroon ng lisensya? Paano ka naging quadruple A? At lalong mahalaga, paano ka nasama sa 15?
Gumawa ka na ng flood control project.
Gumawa na tayo ng flood control project.
O ngayon gumawa ka na naman. Ano ba talaga yung totoo? Baka hindi ka makauwi sa araw na ito. Nagsisinungaling ka na naman eh.
Hindi po.
Ang sinabi ng Pangulo, kasama ka sa 15.
Tama, Mr.
Huwag
Che.
mong mamaliitin ito. Bagatas dito, aartihin mo kami, sasabihin mo, hindi ka pa nagumpisa ka isang hardware. May problema dito eh.
Ano lang yan, history lang yung sinasabi ko, Mr. Che.
Ano na yung totoo?
Yung totoo, may lisensya na tayo na quadruple A ngayon.
O ngayon nga, ngayon meron ka ng quadruple.
Yes, Mr. Che.
O, ilang project ang na-execute mo na?
Marami na eh.
O kanina sinabi mo, hindi ka pa nakapag-umpisa eh. Meron akong hawak na martilyo rito, sinasabi ko sa'yo.
Mr. Chair.
Huwag kang tatawa-tawa kasi hindi nakakatawa ito ha.
Mr. Chairman.
Dito lang nagsisinungaling ka na eh.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes, Mr.
Mukhang
Senator.
nahihirapan kasi si Mr. Quirante mag-explain. Tama ba to? Ang sabi mo kanina, hindi ka pa incorporated at ngayon incorporated ka na in 2024.
Yes. No.
Hindi rin.
Yung incorporated, hindi, yung on process pa yun. Hindi pa namin na ano yun, na-approve.
So lahat ng project na ginawa mo, sole proprietor.
Yes, Your Honor.
So nakapag-project ka na.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano yung sinasabi mong hindi ka pa nagsisimula or hindi mo pa nagagawa?
Yung incorporated, kasi hindi pa na-approve yung ano namin, hindi pa naman na-practice, hindi pa na-transfer from sole proprietorship into...
So kaklaruhin ko lang, marami ka ng project at tama na isa ka sa top 15, correct Mr. Quirante?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pero hindi ka pa incorporated.
Hindi pa.
Yun yung
sole pa rin.
sinasabi mong hindi ka pa incorporated.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yun yung binabanggit niya kanina, Mr. Chairman.
Malabo pa rin eh. Mr. Secretary, tumatanggap ka ng isang sole proprietorship na mag-undertake ng flood control?
Well, Mr. Chair, actually, he has the pickup license. Eh. His
Paano siya
license-
nagkaroon ng pick-up license as a contractor?
He has the a pickup license.
Paano ka nakakuha ng pick-up license,
Wala pa
Mr.
nung,
Quirante? Sole
wala-
proprietorship ka lang?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kailan mo nakakuha yan?
2003. Hanggang nag-upgrade tayo sa 2007, naging B tayo. Hanggang 2011, naging A tayo. Yung 2017, naging AAA tayo.
ano yung net financial contracting capacity mo as a sole proprietorship?
40 billion, Mr. Chair.
40 billion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yung financial statement mo, padala mo sa amin.
Mr. Chair, if I may. Mr. Chair,
Teka muna, si Senator JB muna para matapos natin lahat.
quick lang para sa kanya.
Kanino?
Kirante. Habang hindi pa siya umalis.
Naniniwala ka pa dyan?
Naintindihan ko, Mr. Chair, dahil tingin ko, Bisaya ito, hirap mag-express ng sarili niya in Tagalog. Kaya, I would rather advise him na uminom ka ng tubig, mag-inhale ka, relax ka, at ang pagsalita mo, huwag mo masyadong bilisin. Naintindihan kita pareho tayo Bisaya. May difficulty in expressing yourself ka. Hindi ko kinakampihan, Mr. Chair, ha?
Ang sinasabi niya, meron siyang 40 billion pesos.
40 billion.
NFCC.
40 billion ang sinasabi niya.
NFCC, Mr. Chair.
Kaya nga, 40 billion pesos.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Oh. Naniniwala ka, Mr. Senator?
Ano yung NFTC, Mr. Chair? Hindi ko...
Net financial contracting capacity.
Totoo, tinoon na, bay. Ha?
Yeah.
May 40 billion ka.
Yes.
Nakadeposito sa bangko na. Ano sa mga?
Ay,
Paano?
hindi. Yung NFCC kinuha sa...
Ano yan? Yen o pesos?
Asset yan. Kasi yung NFCC, kinukompute ng times 15 yon, Mr. Chair. Halimbawa, may 1 billion ka sa bangko. Pwede ka sa 15 billion. So, halimbawa, may pera ka sa bangko na 2 billion, ibig sabihin, pwede ka sa 30 billion. Yan ang computation. Kaya tayo yung pera natin, kasama na yung mga assets, more than 2 billion. Kaya, i-multiply natin ng 15, abot ng 40 billion. Kaya kami munta at hanggang 40 billion.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Kirante, ito tinitignan. Ano yung 2015 na QM Builders Incorporated?
Ina-apply namin dyan sa SEC,
Pero
Your Honor.
2015 pa siya.
Pero hindi pa namin tinatransfer
Transfer to?
to sole proprietorship into incorporated.
Hindi, ito incorporated na ito eh. This is a corporation.
Kasi ang explanation ng bookkeeper natin, yung ano natin ga-handle, yung experience from sole proprietorship, itatransfer muna sa
Hindi,
incorporated.
iba yung experience, iba yung corporate entity. Incorporate entity is 2015 nandyan na siya. Pero sinasabi nyo, walang nangyayari.
Wala nangyayari. In-apply
Ang ginagamit nyo since noon pa ay yung inyong sole proprietor.
Yes, Your
Diyan
Honor.
pumapasok inyong income, in other words. Yan rin ginagamit nyo pagbibid ng mga projects.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama? Ganun pa? Ganun ba ho ang interpret? So, dalawang entity, yung sole proprietor at yung incorporation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Sabit nyo na lang ho sa amin yung mga dokumento na yan. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator JB?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, siguro ang gusto natin dito, aside from the accountability that we're looking for, ang gusto natin ma-achieve in aid of legislation. Mr. Chair, I have the second bill that I filed in this Congress is a comprehensive master plan for infrastructure development na kahit sino po ang maging presidente, when it comes to infrastructure, especially big ticket items, dapat po tuloy-tuloy. Tulad ho ng mga floodway projects, kanina nabanggit ni Secretary, it transcends different multi-year po ito at it may transcend different administrations, no? Ang tanong ko lang, Mr. Secretary, siguro matagal na rin ho kayo na sa DPWH. Dati po meron tayong Napindan, Channel, Manggahan Floodway, and other big flood control projects. Pero parang lately, do we have similar flood control projects of this magnitude? Yung ganito kalaki? Kasi sa tingin ko po, siguro sagutin nyo rin po ko, yung taon-taon na pinoproblema ng Central Luzon, ng Bulacan, ng Pampanga, kailan tayo nandito rin. Ang kailangan po talaga rito, floodways, spillways, and water impounding. So, Mr. Secretary, at present, meron ho ba tayong ganitong mga uri ng proyektong ginagawa?
Before the Secretary answers that question, let me acknowledge the presence of our senior Vice Chair of this committee, Senator Alan. You can now answer the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair. We have similar projects of that magnitude in the other river basins, major river basins in the country, Mr. Chair, that are financed by official development assistance, Your Honor. And in these major river basins, they have a comprehensive master plan, Your Honor.
But Mr. Secretary, as we had discussed already, no matter how comprehensive these river basin
Master plans.
Until and unless you are able to coordinate with that office that we made reference to earlier,
Yes.
this is the River Basin Control Office, walang mangyayari dyan. Because it should have been an integrated one.
That's
Kahit na 100 river basins pa yan, with their separate and individual master plans, kailangan pong coordinated per the mandate of the law na nakalagay sa balikat ng RBCO. So sa ngayon, wag po natin munang gawing parang sagot na makapagbibigay ng kapayapaan ng loob sa ating mga kababayan. Wala pa po tayong na-accomplish in relation to an integrated master plan that will answer the continuing problem of flood ravages in this country, Mr. Secretary.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Total, pinag-usapan na rin kanina pa na, na master plan po dapat ay sundin. No? Pinoint out na rin po ng ating chair. Pero, Mr. Secretary, nabanggit ko kanina, 3 taon na ho tayo. Pangatlong taon na ito, kung di ako nagkakamali, na tayo nagkakaroon ng pagdinig dito tungkol po sa flooding. Paulit-ulit din po ang ating nakukuhang tanong at sitwasyon. Hindi naalala ko na rin ating majority leader, ilang taon na ritong naglalabas sa sama ng loob dahil ang kanyang probinsya mismo ay laging lubog sa baha. Doon po sa Central Luzon, for example, Secretary, ano po ba ang kailangan gawin? What projects are needed? Yung mga big ticket items that are needed really to mitigate or to flush the floodwaters faster, no? Alam naman natin, we can fight nature. Pero sa ngayon, talagang bakit naiiwan sa Pampanga, sa Bulacan, Northern Luzon, bakit with 350 billion, dapat to may resulta na ho tayong nakikita, Mr. Secretary?
Your Honor, for Central Luzon, we are now in the process of finalizing a big project. As we pointed out in previous meetings, this is actually yung Central Luzon Pampanga River Floodway Project, Your Honor. And we are now finalizing yung detailed engineering design. This is financed by the Asian Development Bank. Because this will involve actually the construction of a 60-kilometer floodway, which is I think about 400 meters wide, and a retarding basin in San Antonio Swamp. No? So this is now under detailed engineering design, and we expect that this project will be completed in 2026, and the civil works will be implemented by a separate loan agreement with the Asian Development Bank. You see, of this magnitude, Mr. Chair, this involves a lot of steps in the preparation of the entire project is estimated to cost almost about 150 billion pesos yata. So I think yung preparation of this kind of a magnitude wave project is very tedious, Your Honor.
Pero Mr. Secretary, narinig na rin ho natin yan 3 years ago. I am glad kung talagang nagsimula na at kung 150 billion lang yan binabanggit nyo, kalahati lang ho yan ng taon-taong budget. Kayang-kayang gawin kung talagang gagawin, no? Gugustuhin. Ang tanong ko lang po, kung yan po ay parte ng master plan, siguro yes or no lang ho. Nasusunod ba talaga yung master plan ng ating sa kasalukuyan? Or is it that with the very large budget of the for flood control, hindi ko kaya, dahil po pinoint out kanina ng ating chairman, obviously dapat common sense dictates na dapat yung flood prone provinces nandun ang concentration ng flood control projects. Hindi ho kaya yung pong mga district offices would want a pie of that 350 billion a year master plan flood control projects. Kasi po sa nakikita ko, doon lang po sa may mismatch doon sa concentration ng flood control projects, iba-iba. Ang mangyayari po niyan, hindi ho talaga natin matutuloy yung mga malalaking proyekto na kailangan natin. Like you mentioned, natuwa po ako, narinig ko, may floodway na tayong 60 kilometers, spillways, water impounding, and ito mga pumping stations in strategic areas. Di ho ba ito dapat ang ating ginagawa para mawala ang tubig? Pero yung po mga district offices kaya hindi ho talaga Hindi ho kaya hindi ba factor ito na kaya hindi ba tuloy-tuloy? Ito malalaking proyekto.
Separate po kasi, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. Separate kasi yung pag-prepare ng mga Official Development Assistance Program in the 18 major river basins. So, iba po ito. Now, for the local, yung mga other projects, flood control projects, na on a district or legislative level, Mr. Chair, these are actually prioritized at that level. And however, ang kwan po natin dito, all these projects should have undergone some preparatory works actually na dumadaan po dito sa Provincial Development Council, dumadaan po sa Regional Development Council in order for them to prioritize all these projects, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Secretary, sorry to cut you, no? Pero sabi ko nga, aside from the accountability, gusto natin in aid of legislation, I'm pushing for the comprehensive master plan for infra development, that which would include flood mitigation projects.
Yes.
Na sana, pag national project, national in nature, hindi dapat pakikialaman ng district level. Kasi alam nyo, naging congressman B po ako noon. Nung panahon na yon, Mr. Chair, nasa Kongreso, ang pwede lang namin pakialaman yung pong mga barangay roads, municipal roads, when it is classified as a national project. Dati po hands off kami doon. Nagtataka lang ho ako ngayon, bakit pati ang national projects minsan ngayon, mukhang napapakialaman na. Mr. Secretary.
Well, this is the reality of how the budget is being formulated at this point in time, Your Honor. I think we submitted to, as I said, the entire budget is under the scrutiny of Congress, Your Honor, at the end of the day. So whatever will come out of in the law, in the General Appropriations Act, will be the projects that we implement, Your Honor.
Well, I empathize with you, Mr. Secretary. Hindi lang naman ho kayo. Kaya ako kayo tinatanong because we would want to we would want to correct some mistakes of the past na nasa tama na tayo. Because of our political system, yung po mga infra projects natin, for example, railway, other big ticket items, hindi natutuloy kasi nga bawat presidente, bawat administrasyon may sariling programa. So itong flood control programs din, dapat dams, floodways, lahat po, long term po ito. That's why I'd want to get your inputs on how we will be able to draft the comprehensive master plan na kasama po ito, na hindi na ho mangyayari ito, na hindi na po mapakailan. Mr. Secretary, siguro ito na lang ho, ito might be parochial in nature. Alam niyo naman siguro 3 taon na tayo nag-uusap pa budget. Meron lang kong example, yung po sa San Juan, yung hiniling ko sa inyo na flood, yung pumping station na kinulit-kulit ko. Ito, tatay, gaya sinabi ni Senator Mig Subirit, hindi ho masama ang insertion or congressional interference o kung ito po itatayuan ho natin, kung makakabuti. Ito po nangyari to, Barangay San Perfecto, Mr. Secretary. Hanggang ngayon po ito. Nung mayor po ako at nag-congressman, nakapaglagay na tayo ng about 6 pumping station. Hanggang nung naging senador po ako, nakakuha tayo ng isa o dalawa pa. Ito po, last 3 or 4 budgets na hinihiling natin. Kaya lang po, because of political reasons, sabi kasi na mayor doon, basta galing sa aming proyekto, hindi pa papasukin. Pero Mr. Secretary, ang kawawa dito, hindi ho ako, hindi ho ikaw, hindi po yung mga nasa morang nakaupo. Ang kawawa, yung mga kababayan namin. Yung pong pumping station, Mr. Chair, ilang beses namin tinabi, sabi naman ng Secretary, alam niyang kailangan, pero hindi, susulat po yung congressman namin, dati, si Ronnie Zamora, tapos ngayon yung anak po niya, may errata po. Yung pumping station, mapapalitan po ng flood mitigation structures, mapapalitan ng drainage improvement, at iba pang mga bagay na hindi makakatanggal ng baha. Mr. Chair, kaya ako po ito nilalabas. If this happens in San Juan, na yung pong dapat na proyektong makakapagtanggal ng baha, mapapalitan, pag po may nanghimasok ang distrito, it might be happening also elsewhere. Kaya hindi ho talaga mawawala ang baha. Yun lang, Mr. Secretary, sana po, ito kawawa dito, hindi naman kami. Yung mga ari-arian ng mga kababayan natin, no? Sa Barangay San Perfecto and sa ibang lugar din sa buong Pilipinas. Kung ito yung nangyayari sa amin, maaaring mangyari din sa ibang lugar na hindi natin maiayos ang pagtanggal sa baha kung hindi natin bibigyan prioridad yung pong mga malalaking proyekto tulad ng mga floodways, spillways at iba pa. Kung ito'y pagpaparti-partihan, Mr. Chair, talagang patsi-patsi po ito. Sabi ko nga kanina, tubig, pag po bumuhos ang ulan, mahahanap at hahanap po yan ng malulusutan. Kung hindi po buo, yung kanina pong mga bininggit nyo, talagang hindi po natin masosolve. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Alam mo, Senator JB, kaya hindi masolve yung problema mo sa San Juan. Ito yung, Mr. Secretary, ito yung Toktokan Interceptor Phase 3. Ito yung manggagaling sa Talayan Floodgate to San Juan River. Ang problema, yung Phase 1 at saka Phase 2, tapos na eh. Hindi kailanman magkakaroon ng kabuluhan itong Phase 1 and Phase 2 hanggang hindi mo nakukomplete yung Phase 3. Ang Phase 3 is about 300 million. So wala. Kahit nakumpleto mo yung Phase 1 and Phase 2, walang mangyayari sapagkat wala yung Phase 3. Bakit ganito yung... Kaya hindi talaga mariresolve ang problema mo, Senator JB, hanggang hindi nakukomplete yung Phase 3. Bakit hindi po niyo pagtunan ng pansin? Ito pa, Mr. Secretary, meron kayong interceptor project dito sa Antipolo, na kung saan doon ako nakatira sa village namin. Kapag ka yung ulan talaga pa, naging 30 minutes to 1 hour, tuloy-tuloy. Nako, hindi na ako makakalabas ng village, Mr. Secretary. Ganito yung ginawa ninyo eh. Yung project involves the interconnection of water tributaries in La Colina and Mayamot areas in the city of Antipolo. Kinukolekta yan para lamang padaanin doon sa Munting Dilaw, traversing creeks in 24 villages in Cainta, Imelda Avenue, tsaka Marcos Highway. Anong klaseng, hindi ko maintindihan ang logic nitong interceptor na ito. Yun pong MacArthur Highway, malapit lang sa Marikina River. Isang medyo malaki-laking, tawag doon? Malaki-laking pipes ang ilagay nyo para lahat ng ulan na yon madrain natin sa Marikina River. It's only about 1 kilometer. Bakit kinakailangan lubugin na kami ng lubugin 24 villages in Cainta? Nang dahil sa interceptor project na ito ng DPWH. Ganito po lahat ang nangyayari. Mamaya na po yung sa akin, Senator Bam.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Yan ang panatero, walang inuurungan. Pag tama palakpakan, pag mali ay babanatan. Yan ang banateros, boses ng ordinaryong Pilipino. Banateros ay walang makakaawan, walang inuurungan. Banateros ay tinutulungan.